Tell you what I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez.
That's not easy for Crawford. I mean, it's Canelo has the big advantage, but Crawford needs to manage well his body, his speed, and his power, because he's moving up to another level of weight.
I asked this because you did it with.
It's entirely too small. Jamel Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rock?
Boxing experts from all over the world are warning Crawford that facing Canelo could be one of the worst decisions he's ever made in his career. Terence Crawford versus Saul Canelo Alvarez is finally going to happen after years of waiting. Canelo is the undefeated super middleweight world champion, and Crawford is their opponent. The fight will take place in Las Vegas on September 13th. Both are thought to be 2 of the best pound-for-pound fighters of their age, and they both know that losing could mean the end of their careers at the top.
If you likes this, please subscribe, Fight File, and click the bell icon for more new boxing updates.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can be.
Amir Khan has already told Crawford not to fight Canelo. The American is sure he can do the job, but he did say that there are 2 things about his opponent's style that worry him. Crawford has been honest about his worries about Canelo's strength and size. Because of how hard he hits, Canelo has built up a fierce character over the years. More than half of his fights have ended in a knockout win for the Mexican. Even though Crawford isn't scared of him, the difference in size is real enough for him to notice. In September 2024, he told TMZ Sports, "This fight is huge. Definitely. You've got 2 guys that are top 3 pound-for-pound going head-to-head with each other. I understand Canelo is bigger than me, but I'm up for the fight. I think it's a very interesting fight." While that statement carries confidence, it also shows the clear acknowledgement from Crawford that he's not just going into another ring. It's a different situation altogether. The size of the risk is real.
Terence Crawford and Canelo?
I don't think that should happen. Look, I like Crawford, and I think Canelo is a beast that way. Honestly, I would advise Crawford not to do that.
Juan Manuel Marquez, a legend in Mexican boxing, didn't mince words when asked about his opinion. In a video clip on social media, Marquez begged his people to get the job done against Crawford and not just by points. I think it's a dangerous fight for Terence Crawford. Maybe yes, Canelo wins by knockout. It was as straight a prediction as you'll hear from someone of Marquez's experience. That co-forecast isn't unique. Many see this fight as an uphill task for Crawford based solely on physical attributes.
I don't like the fight because Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but in the sport of boxing, it has divisions. You know what I mean? You know?
Right, weight classes.
You know what?
Right?
Yeah, weight classes.
For a reason.
Weight classes yeah. And Terence Crawford is a good fighter in super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight, but I think more. I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimov.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks we know.
Super welterweight champion Israel Madrimov echoed this opinion, only with even more bluntness. Speaking with Ringside 24, Madrimov dismissed Crawford's hopes entirely. Not even close, he said. Canelo is too big and too experienced at this weight. Crawford is a great fighter, but going up to 168 pounds is a huge risk. Canelo's power and body shots will be too much for him. I don't see it being competitive. Madrimov's cold, analytical view matches what many insiders are thinking. Isn't like Spence, isn't like Porter, he is a naturally bigger man who knows how to use every inch and pound of that edge.
say like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour.
Bob Arum is in the sport. The famous promoter helped build Crawford's career and has spoken glowingly of his skills for years, but even he isn't leaning toward his former fighter in this one. In an interview with Fight Hub TV, Arum, I love Crawford. I told you when Crawford was facing Spence that Crawford would beat the hell out of him, but Canelo is a different proposition. It's a fight, but I think there's only one winner. Canelo is used to fighting at a particular level, and I don't think that Terence can hurt Canelo, but Canelo can hurt Terence. To Arum, Crawford might be the most technically brilliant fighter working today. But it isn't about skill alone, it's about damage. And in Arum's eyes, Canelo brings far more of that to the table.
What do you think of Crawford Canelo? There's a lot of talk about that.
I think Canelo wipes the floor with him. I love Crawford. I told you when Crawford and Spence that Crawford would beat the hell out of him, but Canelo is a different proposition. It's an interesting fight, but I think there's only one winner.
What fight would make the most?
He wipes the floor with him?
What?
Is it because of the weight difference?
Because Canelo, Canelo is used to fighting.
Eddie Hearn, who has worked extensively with Canelo in recent years, also sees the physicality of the matchup as a key deciding factor. Speaking to Boxing Social, Hearn said Crawford's not just going up to 168, he just moved to 154. Before that, he was at 147, then 140, then 135. I just think the size is too much. The British promoter pointed out that even in Crawford's most recent fights at 154, he didn't look especially dominant from a physical standpoint. Hearn specifically brought up the Israel Madrimov fight.
Now, what the media is reporting, and it's circulating, is that Canelo Crawford is the biggest fight of the decade. I mean, to a purist and a fighter, it's laughable. Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov. Life and death with Madrimov.
But Crawford's answer wasn't dismissive or arrogant. It was grounded and polite. I wouldn't say that. I just feel like, it just takes certain fighters to inspire other fighters. Sleeping giant, the line. Crawford doesn't want to catch Canelo falling. He wants the best version, the most driven, the most dangerous, the one who fought Golovkin, who broke Saunders, who punished Plant. But do you think Crawford can pull it off? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more information.